Hello and good morning, listeners. Welcome back to Almus Market Mornings, your daily dose of global financial updates. I'm your host, Swaraj Rajagopal, and we have got you covered on everything from currency shifts to pivotal central bank decisions and important speeches. Plus, you'll gain expert analysis on macroeconomic data that's shaping the market narrative right now. Join us for this episode and navigate the markets with confidence.
The Reserve Bank of India cut rates after 5 years in the first move for India's new central bank chief. All this in the backdrop of uncertainty with respect to tariffs. For example, a 25% import duty is planned to be imposed on all steel and aluminium imports by the US President Donald Trump. Good morning, Pankaj. Great to have you back. What are your thoughts on RBI's rate decision and the other global developments?
Finally, RBI reduced rate. Looking at the weak growth, RBI reduced rate, repo rate by 25 basis to 6 quarter. They maintain stance neutral, so it basically means they will be more data dependent. People like me were expecting that it's a liquidity challenge, so there would be some incremental CRR would be coming in, but RBI has not acted on them. Rather than they reduce the rates. Uh, that they have projected CPI inflation number for FY 25-26 at 4.2% and GDP growth at 6.7%. Even during the conference, somewhere Malhotra said that new RBI Governor Mr. Malhotra mentioned that 7% GDP growth is also possible. The important thing which governor has announced that they have deferred implementation of three critical regulations, such as liquidity coverage ratios, more provision for under construction projects, and new expected credit loss framework. All these will probably infuse slightly more confidence in banking system that these kind of a compliance cost will take some time. RBI also, governor also mentioned again on their currency policy, FX rate policy, dollar rupee policy. So he said that I would like to mention here that Reserve Bank's of exchange rate policy has remained consistent over the years. Our stated objective is to maintain orderliness and stability without compromising market efficiency. So these were the few comments which governor had put in. Somehow, in this kind of a global uncertainty, RBI has reduced rate. So we'll be seeing the another round of when the another cut will be coming in. The only thing I can highlight that after RBI has cut rates, 10-year GSEC yields have moved by 4-5 basis point higher to 670. Let me cover other global developments. On the weekend, Trump has done some conversation, has completed some conversation with Putin to end war. He has spoken to Russian president by phone about ending the war in Ukraine. He clearly mentioned that Putin also wants to see people stop dying, and this is very critical. It seems that there is a possibility of tri-party summit, Ukraine, uh, Russia, and US, and it might happen somewhere in Middle East also. So what they're looking at, Russia would be looking at to Ukraine to drop NATO ambition and Russia to give a territorial concession. So let's see how it unfolds. But this is a bigger part of Trump to come bring inflation down. Trump was all on the wires last weekend as well. He has again basically mentioned some kind of a step saying that we'll be putting up a retaliatory tariff on basically they announced or he mentioned that on a Friday, and that I see that that will be impacting Europe and India more. Trump says that US auto tariff remain on the table. He also mentioned that continuously mention and complain about the 10% EU car tariff versus a 2.5% US duty. Today morning, we read that and we came to know that Trump will be announcing 25% tariff on all steel and aluminum coming into US. Now, these kind of a tariff thing is likely to impact in all the markets in a very big manner. Trump did not identify which countries would be hitting. He would be hitting on a retaliatory tariff, but there are some numbers which we can think of. And even Trump Commerce Secretary nominee Lutnick has already voiced concerns about India's high tariff rate. India and Brazil have maximum tariff rate or custom duty max in their country, where India has got a maximum rate of 17% and weighted average of 12%. Similarly, Brazil have 11.2 and 6.7%. So maximum rate is 11.2 and weighted average is 6.7. Now, all these actually giving a kind of a dollar rupee market a nerve or maybe basically a chill in the spine. Dollar rupee is likely to open 87.90 plus today. Uh, what we can also, we are likely to mention that there's a Super Bowl match is going in US. It's one of the biggest spectator event in US. It's a championship game of a National Football League played annually on the first Sunday of February. It is the most watched sporting event in the United States. It's attract more than a 10 crore viewer worldwide. Now, the match is going between the Kansas City and Philadelphia, Eagle versus Chiefs. The team name is, as of now, Philadelphia is leading the so big way. On Friday evening, there was a job reports as well. Non-farm payroll increased by 1,43,000 in January. The number was lower than expected, but at the same point of time, the unemployment ratio, which came little lower, in sense that it fell to 4% versus expectation of 4.1 to 4.2%. Now, looking at all these numbers, Fed governors like Neil Kaskari, Kugler, they also mentioned, even Gould said that there's a good chance that there will be a rate cut in the next 12 to 18 months. But as of now, it's look like we are being neutral. Looking at these retaliatory tariff and the non-farm payroll, what we saw is the Euro USD fell closer to 1.03, which was unable to cross 1.0415. Even GBP USD fell to 1.2360. The another important currency which had been moving in last week was yen. Yen has strengthened and dealt till 151. So that will be an important critical rate to look at, because few of the Japanese BOJ members are expecting that the further rate hikes in Japan. After the non-farm payroll, we have seen that the 5, 2 and 10 years curves were going higher. 2 years moved to 4.28, 10 years I think moved to 445. So these were the development which happened. Gold had made a new high on Friday evening. Gold is currently dealing closer to 2870. That's all from me today. Thank you.
Thank you, Pankaj. And just to quickly summarize, it seems that President Trump was in the limelight over the weekend. Tariffs continue to be a key talking point. 25% tariffs are being planned to impose on all steel and aluminum imports. The US Commerce Secretary has also raised concerns of India's high tariffs. Rupee is expected to remain weaker on these developments. On Friday, we also had the US data. Non-farm payroll increased by a lower number than what was expected. Unemployment rate also dropped to 4%. So labor market data remains somewhat mixed. Fed members remain cautious on further rate cuts, though they do say the next likely move is going to be a rate cut, but don't comment on any timeline. Dollar gained against majors, yields were higher. Gold has also made a new high. Yen, on the other hand, has been strengthening on account of expectations of a further rate hike by the Bank of Japan. That's it from us today. Thanks for listening. Tune in tomorrow for the latest in the financial markets.